How's it going? My name is Dean Ross, and this is the first installation of my vlog, and today's topic is CSCW. Um, I'm going to start off. CSCW stands for Computer Supported Cooperative Work, and the importance of this is defined as the use of technology to allow people to work together in different geographic locations with the use of technology in real time. So, the importance of this can be seen because examples of this include email, Skype, FaceTime, conference calls, and really any form of social media. Anything that allows two or more people to interact in real time from different locations. So there are a lot of examples of that. This is a rapidly growing field to the extent that there's a major annual conference dedicated to it these days. It's called the ACM Conference on Computer Supported Cooperative Work and Social Computing. It's held in Austin. It's its 22nd annual year this year. And it is funded by major companies like Facebook and Microsoft. In fact, these two companies even have a division of their companies devoted to research in CSCW. So, like I said, rapidly developing field, and it's becoming very important. It's being taken very seriously by major corporations and people alike. So some of the advantages of CSCW include efficiency, getting things done, and making sure everyone is on the same page. And it also allows companies, both large and small, to integrate globally in a way that they otherwise would not be able to. So those are some major reasons why it's advantageous. Particularly efficiency is really important. If you think about how you could attend a conference call that's in LA and then one in Tokyo, and then you could go to one locally in person. So it's really huge. Then disadvantages really can be encompassed by one major umbrella idea, which is that you can never replicate human to human face-to-face interaction. Like at this point, we might be able to in the future, but at this point, technology cannot fully do that. And as an associate professor at the University of California, Irvine, named Mark Ackerman, discusses in his paper, he discusses what he calls the social technical gap of CSCW. He claims that human activity is highly flexible, nuanced, and contextualized, and that computational entities such as information sharing, roles, and social norms need to be similarly flexible, nuanced, and contextualized. However, current systems cannot fully support the social world uncovered by these findings. So, overall, he just thinks we're not technologically there yet. We can't fully match what is needed, and the technology cannot fully facilitate the true emotional connection associated with a face-to-face interaction. But regardless, even though technology is not quite as far along as we need it to be, it's important to think about just how crazy it is, how much of an impact it is having on every industry and every governmental institution and just almost every individual. Then on the flip side, Nicholas Carr discusses in the introduction to the book The Shallows, What the Internet is Doing to Our Brains. He says, the computer I began to see was more than just a simple tool that did what you told it to do. It was a machine that in subtle but unmistakable ways exerted an influence over you. The more I used it, the more it altered the way I worked. So this is where he discusses how Carr became so invested and used this machine so much that it really affected the way he thinks, and he almost became somewhat of a processor himself using this computer word processor so much. And CSCW is similarly doing this to the world we live in, and that it is affecting the way we operate and the way that we think in a fundamental level. This touches on a concept that is also discussed in the encyclopedia.com, and where it discusses how a computer and the presence and impact of this machine has shifted over time from being a tool to being a word processor to now being a communication device as well. So just a tremendous impact through CSCW. So lastly, I was fortunate enough to work at Atlantic Records this past summer, and I also interviewed Dustin Ross, an analyst at Hines, a major real estate company. And I just discussed how these non-technological companies utilized technology and CSCW in their daily operations. And so first, just a few things to name are Slack was one thing that was commonly used, which is a workplace messenger application. Then there's also Share Drive, which is pretty much Google Drive. It's a private server that you can give access to all your employees, and anyone in the company can access them from wherever and make live real-time adjustments. And also a big thing was email, obviously, which is still a form of CSCW, even if it seems more basic. And finally, the use of video chat and conference calls on a large scale with TVs and like in a big room with a lot of people. So those are some of the major examples. And overall, these were found to be very useful, except the only downsides were it's tough to see if people are paying attention. It's tough to keep people on their A game and really have that emotional connection. And in-person meetings are still more effective and still produce more results. But as a whole, I believe that CSCW is more advantageous than it is harmful, because these disadvantages, we can see them diminish with the advancement of technology. Through VR and rapidly developing field of AI, we can see that we might have holograms or other such technologies that allow us to feel and touch as if we are in the same room. But the advantages of CSCW see no decreasing in the future. Will always be very helpful to be able to have this improved efficiency and so on and so forth. So that is why I think overall CSCW is tremendously beneficial to society, and I'm looking forward to see what new technologies we will see in the future.